Today, we're leveling, we're transplanting, and we're dealing with a whole lot of sawdust. But the biggest surprise, that came with fangs.
Now we've gotten probably about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags of...
Wow, did you see that?
If you recall, whenever we started this property, there was a lot of fence that was buried under the ground. There was some fence that was above the ground as well. I kept this fence right here. The reason why is so I could attach it to the back of the zero turn here and drive around this property and try to level out the soil around here. So that's what I'm going to do with this. In the area over here where I just stump grinded, I'm going to take this fence attached to the zero turn and run it over this area here to see if we can flatten this out.
So many weed roots around this tree. No wonder the thing's about dying. Size of this piece of glass.
This has to be a shower glass or a window. It's gotta be a window because this is smooth and this is smooth. So that's not very far across. So this is probably a window that somebody had maybe in a door where nobody could see in.
collecting all our empty soil bags and are filling them with the sawdust from the grinder Casey used to ground from the trees. So far, we have 8 bags, and we will have more as we go that we can use for our garden area.
Now we've gotten probably about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags of mulched up wood from here. Now this is these bags that we have. We also have 2 35-gallon bags that are filled up with the mulch that we've gotten from here, and we've got 2 30-gallon planters that we've filled almost about, maybe I would say 75% of the way filled up with the stuff that we have here. But I don't want any of it to go to waste, so we're going to use it for gardening. And I got the stumps grinded here, so I want to go ahead and get this covered up and see if we can smooth it out.
First, I'll level out this second area I've been working on with the rake. Then I'll come back with the zero-turn mower, which has a fence attached to help level out this area as well.
don't know what these plants are, but they sure look like spider plants. But not spider plants, but a spider. That's how their roots go. Like a spider.
I'm planning to create a rock arrangement in an area where I filled the surrounding space with black mulch around the trees. I aim for a look as if a flower pot has tipped over, spilling rocks onto the ground at the base of a tree. Let's see how this turns out.
Bees are flocking to my flowers. They are collecting nectar from the blooms. Using their straw-like tongues, they sip the sugary nectar, storing it in their honey sacs. As they move from flower to flower, pollen from the anthers, the male parts of the flowers, adheres to their bodies, particularly their legs and hairs. When the bee visits another flower, some of this pollen is transferred to the stigmas, the female parts, initiating pollination. This process is crucial for plants to produce seeds and reproduce.
I wanted to pop in here and say what was going on. We wasn't recording at the time, and I don't know if some kind of vibration of the zero turn had caused this to happen, but we were in the yard and all of a sudden from one side to the other this huge black snake just came across the yard. I know it was a garden snake, but I've never seen a snake look that big in my life for a garden snake. So you'll see the clip here after I get done talking. Did you see the size of that thing? Oh my goodness, I ain't never seen a black snake look that big. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. You think you know what you're getting into when you start a yard project until something like this pops up. Can't see its face. Oh, there it is. I thought it went under. Be careful.
We're here in Florida, and I'm gonna take and plant some potatoes into my pots and see how they do. I seen a video where somebody took the potatoes and planted them all the way down towards the bottom and let them grow out. And I have some that I've already started where I planted it down at the bottom and then started filling the dirt as it grew. So I can show you what that one's looking like compared to what the other one's gonna look like. I wanna see the difference on which one does better and which one might not. So I'm gonna compare and see which one is better for us and how we should grow them. Here is the potatoes that I started, and I got it all the way to the top, and they're doing pretty good. They look pretty healthy. And then we have this one that we started, and we've only added one layer of dirt to it so far. This one was planted later than the others, and we're testing this theory against the other theory of just putting the dirt completely up to the top, well, close to the top, not all the way to the top, compared to ones that you just add layers of dirt to. Freddie. Here is Freddie. He's gonna be our garden dog. He wants to try to get under my feet. What you chasing, flies? Freddie. I've already got the compost mixed up. Let me go over here and I can show you what I've mixed it with. I have the black velvet mushroom compost and a little bit of the compost plus cow manure. And then I put some topsoil and some vermiculite and mix that all together for my compost soil for my potatoes. What you doing, Freddie? Is there anything in there? Find anything? I think you're smelling the cow manure. The little bit that's in there. Gonna fill it up about this full, and then stick the potatoes in there. When planting the potato, you want to make sure that you stick it straight up like this, where the eyes are up so that they can go up through the soil. And normally in a container this size, you only want to put 2 potatoes. That way they're not too close together and not too many will grow in there. Then we're going to take and fill this up. Just fill it up to the line right here. And keep it from falling over. And then when the potato comes up, you have room to add more dirt. Now we're going to add some water in it. Make sure it's nice and wet. Make sure it's leaks down in. Then I'm going to take these and I'm going to move them over here beside the other ones that's in the sunlight, because potatoes need a lot of sunlight. You coming with me, Freddie? Here I have a label machine that I can label the plant with and put them on here. That way, when the potatoes are done, I can peel it off and reuse this. I got the label made, got what it is and the date that it was put into the ground. And I'm gonna go ahead and go put it over in the potatoes. That way we know how long it took for them to germinate and for them to come up. And I got some more inside that I'm also letting them grow a little bit more so that I can space out when the potatoes are ready to be harvested. These ones here got the tag in it. These ones don't have the tags in it, but I know I started these inside, and then when they got a little bit of the eye was growing and producing roots coming out, I brought them and put them outside. And this one here that one's like maybe 3 weeks old, and they are growing pretty quick. So we will see how everything goes. Here I have some garlic that I have to replant. They've been in here, they've been inside the whole time. They come outside when it's really sunny out and warm enough out. And they've gotten roots all down through here. So they're ready to be replanted. And I've got 2 of them like this, and I'm gonna replant them in bigger pots. Okay, now I'm going to fill up these planter bags with dirt and then put the garlic down inside and then let them grow and be outside in the sunlight all the time. Well, except for at night. Oh, there's a worm in that one. There's a bee on our orange tree. Here we're gonna dig a hole to put these roots in and the garlic bulbs. And then we're going to take and loosen this soil up and pull it out slowly. Might need to take this off. And you see all the roots of the garlic. And you're going to plant it down in this. Here, one other thing I forgot before I do this. I have this, can't pronounce it, trichoderma, something like that, I don't know, for plants. And this is for when you take plants and replant them from one spot to another. This way that helps the roots so they don't maybe end up dying. I was going to completely forget this step. Put some on it and then in the soil and then put them on down in there. Then you do the same thing with the second one. The roots are growing through the holes in the bottom of the lid. Try to get this one squeezed out. And the roots on these ones. Do the same thing. Put it in the hole. And then put the dirt around it. Don't pack your dirt because the roots need room to breathe and grow. And we're going to take a little bit of water and give it water. The soil was already pretty wet. We're just going to give it a little bit and then dump the old water that they were sitting in down in there. Then we're going to go put these over in the sunlight with the potatoes. Then I need to get a label and put in the ground so I know when those were planted outside on the ground. Here I have the 2 labels that I'm going to plant in the ground. I put on today's date and I put on the date that I started growing them inside, so then we'll know how long they actually took to harvest. Here today I will be transplanting 2 peppers, 1 in each container, so that the peppers roots will have more room to breathe and to grow into a bigger pot. So let's get started here. Getting some dirt put in here. Here we will be getting some of our soil with the potting soil mixture with the trees that we cut down, the sawdust from that, and some ash from the trees that we burn. So that's all mixed in here together. Plus we'll be adding some more different things in it. So we'll put this in first. See, it's big pieces of ash that is in here. We have this compost here that has cow manure in it, and it's compost plus cow manure, and it's called Happy something, Happy Life. Nope, it's right here, Happy Life. Gonna add that in as well. have one more ingredient to add. We will be adding actual scraps and potting soil mixture that we have here, our compost here we have, and we will be adding that. And we will be doing the second one the same way, and I'll go ahead and get that one filled, that way you don't have to watch. Okay, and these two, we know that we have enough dirt, compost, and everything mixed together, so I'm going to put it in this larger bucket to mix it and then put it back into the containers. Almost a 5-gallon bucket full for those two. And these are, should be quart size. 2 gallons. I guess I'm lying to you. 2 gallons. So much easier to mix by hand. Easier but dirtier. And then while you're doing this, any kind of pieces of the compost that you don't want in there, you can pull out. Because we use pretty much everything for compost. We even use elephant ears that are dying, and we chop them up and use them as compost. Any kind of plant that could be dying, as long as it's not diseased, should be good for your compost. See, there's stuff that might get up in there, like little roots and stuff, from whenever you're chopping up and putting elephant ears, any kind of plant that might have a root on it, and everything died off of it and all that's left is the little roots. You might want to pull that out of there. Okay, I think that's pretty good mixed up. We'll go ahead and put them back into their containers. A little bit did get mixed up on there. Okay, go ahead and dig your hole out where you're going to put your other plant. And here we have this trichoderma. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it is for whenever you take a plant and you transplant it to somewhere else, you sprinkle this on the roots and in the soil so that it helps it transplant a lot easier. We'll get this opened up, ready for us. And here's the pepper. It's a sweet banana pepper. We'll go ahead and put that in there so we don't forget. And just roll this like this so it's a lot easier to come out. And then turn it upside down. And now take this and sprinkle it all over the roots and in the dirt. Then you put this in there and you push the other dirt all around it. And you do the same for this one. It also is a sweet banana pepper. And then after you get that done, it needs a good watering. On this, I'm gonna mist it because I did already water them today. So I'm just gonna get enough to wet the soil that I put in there. I don't want to overwater them. Plus, it looks like it's gonna rain today. The weather forecast did say we had scattered showers today. Hopefully this is enough and it's not watering too much of the plant. I don't see any coming out the bottom yet. Also, one other thing, I do have crushed eggshells that we made and crushed up for fertilizer, and I'm just going to sprinkle that around the top of them for fertilizer as well, just to help give them a little bit more of a boost. And there you go. Looks like these ones are already got flowers blooming on them. When I figure out today's date, I'm going to put some of these in there so I can know what date I planted these or transplanted these into these pots. Alright, thanks for watching. The wind's picking up, it's going to start raining.